You know what? Let's wrap up this week with a bang.
I didn't take it wrong. I took it as it was said.
Well, more like a crash bang as a relationship comes to a grinding halt.
You want the trash? I got it all for you. Let's rehash the mess together. A sassy hole that only speaks the truth. Nobody gaslights you better.
Hello, I'm Wilko, back for another episode of Rehashed. We are deep into MAFS UK. It's season 10. We're back at the dinner table for episode 26. And I know you are desperate to get into din-dins, but first, what would life be like without our lab rat whip around? With some fruits, having some fruit in bed. Reiss is sounding, well, so sincere.
Yeah, I miss you too.
One more time, baby boy, and this go around, maybe pop some feeling into it, if you have that.
Because I feel like stuff has been taken out of context.
But April, are you as excited as us to go to the din-dins?
Not really.
Because it'll be weird seeing Steven after you both totally did some stuff. Yeah. Actually, April has some clearing up to do, and it's all because of Rebecca's tea spilling session. I tend to agree with Rebecca with what she insinuated. Hey, maybe you guys can pillow fight it out. Remember, you've already done some training with Steve. Speaking of, over with Steven and Nelly, they are in...
very, very bad place.
Because how dare you violate her fridge with the photo of another woman? He slept on the couch, and my only thought is, did Nelly tuck him in as good as April did? And even with all that growth for one whole week, Leigh is back to living with the pole deep up her shaft once more. She doesn't even know if she's been disrespected by Leah. So it's like, best to just treat her shitty, like just in case. Like, treat her shitty just in case.
At the moment, I don't really want to be around her.
And to add to this list of rocky relationships, it's so sad to see Ash and Grace where they are because it started out so strong. Oh, almost. Grace feels like Ash doesn't look inward enough about what he's doing to ruin their relationship, and I just can't. So we won't. It's pre-dinner drink. No. No. Something tells me we're going to speak about it enough at the table. Anyway, it's pre-dinner drinks time, and we know because the experts are thrust onto our screens. And there is nothing notable about 2 shillings, surprisingly, which is a real letdown. But Charlene is ready to split a load with these earrings. Like, if she turns her head just a little bit too quick, 2 shillings will be down to 1 shillings.
Abigail John.
I love when they say their names, like... Guess what, guys? Abbie John, I remembered. Didn't I do good? Do I get a pay rise?
Oh, they have. Okay, they have.
The experts are all giddy with the knowledge that those two are in love.
And it's here.
Well, look at the energy on her. Gee, someone took her pills. Reiss also reveals some huge feelings.
I didn't think I'd be saying it, but I actually missed her talking.
Well, that actually feels real. Way more real than John and Abbie screaming about how much they love each other now. When the lady lovers arrive, the tension is expectedly dense, and Leigh even reveals that...
Where she's done like the chocolate covered strawberries and I can feel myself bubbling over it. So there are feelings there because I'm bothered by it.
Oh, geez, just having some strawberries is enough to have Leigh calling the divorce lawyers. Leah says to Davide that she's just not into this whole bullshit inquisition each time she gets home from going out to a bottomless brunch. And I'm with you. It would be so exhausting. Speaking of exhausting, it's almost like I planned it. When Grace walks in, did anyone else flash back to that time where her and Ash did this whole like solo walk-in fake out, but this time it's not a fake out? Oh, so awkward.
Oh, Grace is alone.
Oh, the title of her new autobiography. No, that's mean. No, leave it in, but it's mean. So there is actually a little bit more to their falling out, and here is an extra little tidbit for us.
Ash is pursuing intercourse. I had a brush. I'm getting ready for the gym. It's like a dog with a bone. I said, Ash, what's going into you? And he was like, there's a half-naked woman in front of me with a good body. What do you expect? That felt a bit impersonal. And I'm telling you, it didn't land.
Kia and Leah are also off this compliment, but I guess I don't find it offensive because that's the way that my partner and I play with each other. Oh, don't say it like that. The way that we play around with each other. Like, I just don't think Grace understands Ash, and he keeps saying it, but I really think it's true. She has taken that comment that could really go either way as a definite bad thing, and certainly not as a compliment, which was clearly intended by Ash. I'm not a woman, so maybe it's different in a heteronormative couple. Maybe it hits differently. I just feel like you have to love a person for all of their bits and pieces, and like, some of their bits and pieces you're not going to like. And I'm not saying being in a relationship with someone toxic, but also maybe we're going too far the other way. Am I making any sense? I don't know.
And he's Ashley.
Wow, the experts really hate him. He calls Grace gorgeous, and when he says that, even I'm like, oh, I don't know, is that a risk? It's a compliment risk. I don't know if is gorgeous, is that bad? Now that we've heard Grace's version of the story, we get to hear Ash's side and see if he actually does add too much sprinkle.
She was like, sports bar, nothing else. And I went, grabbed her, put her on the bed, and we rolled over on the bed. And she asked me why I was horny. And I said, well, I had a glass of wine last night. I said, I've just walked in, you're my wife, you're half naked, you're bent over, and you've got a great body on you. Why wouldn't I be?
Okay, so he did say wife. He also adds bend over, which kind of makes it worse. The experts say, regardless of what he said, it did not land as a compliment, and that's 100% on him. But like Grace has a track record of reacting first for no reason. I don't know what to say to this. I don't know what to say. It's insane. This whole thing is insane. It's driving me insane. Did I say that?
Essentially what he's saying here is I'm not responsible for what comes out of my mouth. Well, guess what? You're an adult. You are.
Yeah.
That's not going to wash.
No, he's not saying that. He's saying that if he uses a word wrong, it could be pounced on. And if you walk around on eggshells 24/7, it breaks you as a person. Anyone who has lived in any sort of relationship like that, it is hard for me not to side with Ash because I also think lighten the fuck up. But I'm the type of person with my loved ones that I'm not walking around with my walls up in defensive mode all the time. So I take things as a joke because I don't think they're there to try and hurt me.
This man has said to me so many times, I'm done, I'm leaving, I'm done. Go.
It sounds like Ash has said that he's walking away a bunch of times, and I'm sure there's heaps of stuff and shit that we just don't see that shines a different light on him. It's just weird that Grace can't say, I can see why you said that, but this is how it landed for me. She talks to him as if he's some sort of like primary school kid or she's his mother. Hey, anyone else loving the new assertive and I'd say bitchy version of Mr. Hot Dog? I do. April is telling the girls she can't do it anymore, with old mate Leo turning on her with his mates.
There was like some dishes in the sink and I was like, April, do you mind sticking them in the dishwasher? And she was like, nah, because you'll do it later. Mate.
Does anyone else think that maybe the two doormats might actually make a cute couple? Let's get Leo and Nelly together. Fancy a cheating scandal, maybe? That'd be fun. We need one. We haven't had one yet. Do it, Leo. Cheat on her. Especially when she's cooking a spag bowl for I've got a secret Steven. April won't hear this bullshit that Leo's going on with.
What? Is he all right?
Oh, of course he isn't. He's on MAFS, and his name is Mr. Hot Dog Sanchez, who has been assaulted, allegedly, by two Australian animals, probably hit his head a few times chasing cheese down a hill, and to add to that, he's living with your resting face. I would say no. He's not okay. Nelly and Steven walk in with some big smiles, but they're so genuine. But it's like they barely know each other. Like when you and a stranger walk through the auto doors at a shopping centre at the same time, and you're like, oh, that's so weird. We walked in at the same time, but we're not together. I'm not with them.
What I do need, and this is what I want, and I think, to be honest...
Nelly has clearly had too much caffeine and is talking so fast to get all of her Steven slander out as quick as she can to know all about the scandalous pictures that have been put on her fridge. Steven is asked if he could see it working with Nelly, and he's like, I need to see more.
I couldn't even give you a definitive answer.
And I need you to fucking stop. Stop lying, D-bag. You know the answer is no, so just say it. Hey, you, Sweet Baby Angel, so many of you ask how you can find more content from me because apparently 4+ videos a week is not enough for some. Well, you can get your daily fix from one of my other channels. It's called Wilko and Courts. I'd never heard the term before, but he said to me once, are they ghost poos? And I was like, do they come out and go, ooh? Like, what's a ghost poo? And he's like, it's a poo that like when you go to wipe, there's no remnants of it. So it was like it was a ghost and it was never there. Courts and I have been BFFs for a very long time. We used to do breakfast radio together. But if you want a daily dose for some real conversation that is for friends only, yeah, we kind of made this podcast mostly for our friendship group because I don't like post anything else on social, but I still want my friends to know all my opinions. You can be a friend too. You've just got to subscribe now. The link is in the comments. Ting, ting, ting. Dinner is served. Oh my goodness, I'm so hungry. Oh, actually, I've lost my appetite so quickly because...
And told my wife that I love her! And she said it back!
John is just here to celebrate love, guys. Baby boy, this isn't the group, and especially not the time to rub your love in their faces. Okay, everyone else is having a real tough time.
I think we've done well, guys.
Oh, by what measure? I know I failed science in high school, but this doesn't make sense to me how you could be patting yourselves on the back so hard right now. The feedback to Leo about how he needs to pull back from April to protect himself as she sits there listening to this is one of the weirdest things I've had to watch.
April's point of view, then you need to back off with how much you're doing.
This relationship specifically, I think there's heaps we've missed because everyone talks about how April's so much fun. And I never see that with Leo. It's like she's having the worst time. Look at her face. Okay, all right, deep breath. It's time to go in because Ash and Grace are getting into it now that the wine has started to settle into the system. You know that thing that Ash said? Well, Grace has actually been doing some group surveys, and it turns out it's not great news for Ash.
I've asked a few people about the compliment, and I think, everyone's sort of in agreement. It's just like not the most uplifting, elevating compliment. I do expect to be able to speak without you thinking it's a personal attack. I really can't understand like missing the mark with a compliment and how that ended up being such a fixation for you.
So she's attacking him because he feels attacked, that she feels disrespected. I hope you're writing all this down. Can anyone keep this shit straight? They certainly can't. It's such a mindfuck that Grace is telling Ash not to fixate on things and to just not take it as an attack. Well, we're here because you take everything as an attack. No?
You should want to get it right. It shouldn't be that you use the fact that you're a good person to wash your hands of it. I didn't take it wrong. I took it as it was said.
Well, here I go again, disagreeing with the experts. I would disagree. Intent plays a huge part in all the things we say. I know that my friend's love language is saying the most hurtful things to me, and I absolutely love it, but I wouldn't give a complete stranger the same license. You get what I mean? You also know it's bad in an argument when it really gets down to the semantics of the word, that like if a word was changed or if a word was some sub-words were subbed out, it would change the whole feeling of it. And I'm like, oh, no, we're too much in the weeds now, guys.
Do you want me to ding a glass and take this to the table and ask for a show of hands who thinks this is an uplifting compliment? It's like you're not going to listen to me until you hear it from everyone else that it wasn't a compliment. So is that what you need? I'll give it to you.
No,
I don't need it.
Whoa, this whole thing is so toxic. Ash opens up about his feelings and she throws them in the bin. And then the expert says that it's always Ash that has to do these things. And again, I'm confused. Why do they hate Ash so much? Is there stuff that we're not seeing that really paints him in a bad light? Because all I can see is Grace being hard fucking work all the time.
I never really feel listened to or resolved, or I just always feel like brushed off because everything's gone really sour. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to see you in the same light again, and you don't seem to get it.
The experts, oh God, I've talked about them too much, are also saying all Grace wants is an apology, but I feel like early on, all Ash did was apologize. Now he's kind of run out of that whole apology thing, and I kind of understand that. Grace says she can't work with this, and Ash, finally, something they can agree on, are on the same page. For the life of me, I can't understand how Grace feels unheard in this situation, but that's what she says.
You don't account for the fact that you were part of my struggle. In fact, you were the only reason I continue to struggle.
Oh, you don't see that the same shit you accuse him of, you do.
You want my honest opinion? I can't agree with it.
And I think that's okay. Look, I don't know if I'm being gaslit by the edit. I think we all are actually being gaslit every episode by the edit. But to me, it feels like Grace just wants to make everything a fight. Maybe that she doesn't want to make everything a fight. It's just that she actually can't stop but make everything a fight. Grace also makes it sound like she doesn't have a voice, which is so weird to me because all I've heard is you sharing your feelings during this whole season.
Genuinely, Ash, I'm so sorry that you feel chipped away at and like I broke you. I'm sure you know deep down that was never my intention. There's so much I love about you, Ash. I've said it all before. Can I sit next to Ash?
Yeah, of course you can.
Ash has left the table and then everyone just goes to the lounge area because now that he's broken on the inside, he's also breaking on the outside. And I mean, this guy is absolutely losing himself. The amount that you want to jump on him is absolutely killing him. And no matter how many times you say, oh, there's heaps of stuff I like about you too, the scales are way off. You're too negative.
This isn't going to go anywhere. I don't know what we're trying to work through.
Well, I actually think, and I'm going to say gaslit again, I actually think you were both gaslit by the S-birds, who really have a lot to answer for, you know, because if you really want to make this an experiment, watch them for more than just a dinner party so you're getting all the information. Oh, and don't we have the violins on blast for this episode? They're making it seem like this is a great love that we've lost. And I just don't know. I think you guys planned it from the start to be this toxic.
If I could have got through to Ash, if I could have helped Ash see where I'm coming from, I'm not convinced he will ever see my point of view, but I hope he'll come close to it.
I also don't fully think I can get on board with your point of view either. I'm talking to Grace. I definitely want to get on board with your point of view. As always, chuck it in the comments and let me know what you think of this episode. I got a bit hot and bothered. Bit sweaty during this one. With homestays just around the corner, I think there's some actual real trash, mess and drama still to come before this goose is completely cooked. A live show is back with you again this week, so you'll find the link to that show on the homepage. You can go and tap it for the notifications when we go live. Join us and have a heap of fun. Also, all the way club members, tit for tat. Put that in the comments to prove that you went all the way. With me, once again, I still laugh at all the cigarette emojis. I don't know why. It just always tickles my fancy, so thank you.